Hi, I'm Ellen from EVPL Oakland, here with another STEAM demonstration. Today I hope to spark your curiosity about electric circuits with a little help from holiday lights. Electricity is a type of energy. It can stay in one place, we call that static electricity, or it can move from one place to another. We call that current electricity, and that's what we'll be talking about today. Let's get started.
First, let's gather our supplies. You will need some type of heavy paper on which to build the circuit. So I used a file folder. You could use a school folder, a pocket folder. You could use cardstock, construction paper, or some very thin cardboard. All of those would be good for the base for your circuit. You will also need a pair of scissors, a roll of clear tape, a 9-volt battery, and some paper fasteners. These are the prong type paper fasteners that you can spread apart with the two prongs to put things together. We'll be using those. And we'll also need some aluminum foil. I took a 24-inch long piece of aluminum foil and I cut it lengthwise into 1-inch strips. You'll need a few of those depending on how many circuits you want to build. Sometimes the foil tears, so you need extra pieces. We want to have a long continuous piece of foil as long as we can use. And so you'll need a few of those. And of course, you will need your holiday lights. Perhaps at home you have an old set of holiday lights that you can use. Something the grown-ups in your house aren't going to use anymore. You are going to be cutting them apart, cutting off the lights. So you want to make sure it's an old string or one that's not needed anymore. And you'll also want to make sure that when you cut them off, that it's not plugged into an electrical circuit. We want you to be safe. So, first thing we're going to do is cut off some electrical lights. And we want you to cut them pretty long and leaving some wires on. This is one that I've already cut. Leave 1 inch, 1.5 inch of wire on each side. The two wires that go into the light bulb. And the first thing we're going to need to do is expose the copper wire inside the green plastic. So this might be the hardest part. You don't want to cut all the way through to the wire. You want to cut just the plastic off. So I cut what I call little nibbles. Just cut a little bit, about 1/4 inch from the end of the wire. And then you pull, and there is the wire, the copper wire. Let me do that again. I hope you can see okay. So you just take a little nibble all the way around, turn the I'm kind of gently squeezing all the way around, and then up you pull. So notice a beautiful copper wire inside. Wire, or copper, is a metal, and metals are good conductors of electricity. It's a good conductor when the electrons, the electricity, can flow freely and quickly through the wire. So metal, copper, is a good conductor. Now, the plastic that's on the outside is not a good conductor. The electricity cannot flow quickly and freely through it as well. So we call the plastic an insulator. So now we have all our supplies. We're ready to build our circuit. But what is an electrical circuit? It's a route or a closed path through which current electricity can flow. A circuit must contain two things. We must contain a power source, which is our 9-volt battery, and also a conductor, and that will be our aluminum foil. So let's construct that loop. All right, first of all, we have to make our loop. I'm going to take the tape and lightly tape down the aluminum foil going across. I don't tape across the whole piece of foil. We might need to adjust things, move it so I don't tape it down too solidly. I turn the corner just by folding it over. Then I fold it again. Let's see, I'm gonna make it a little bit narrower. There we go.
right, and then we tape it down. I'll need another piece. Take another piece of foil. I'm going to start here, leave a little bit of a gap. All right, and we'll fold this corner down. We don't need this whole piece. We're going to tear it off, cut it off, right about there. All right. Now you heard me say that a circuit is a closed loop, a closed circuit. But I've left some gaps here. So what's going on? Well, we're going to have two things to close our circuit. We're going to have our power source. We're going to take these two terminals on the 9-volt battery, put it on either side, there. And then what will close the rest of the circuit is our light. A circuit must be closed with no gaps or breaks in it. And electrical circuits are what power our electrical appliances like toasters and washing machines, televisions. And so there we go. The electric current is flowing from the battery to the copper wires, the conductors. There's more copper wire inside going up to the light bulb, going across something called the filament, and our light just burned out. Let me try again, get another light. That's why we cut a lot of lights, because they do burn out quickly. So there we go. So the electricity flows from the battery to the copper wire, up the copper wire, across the filament where the electrical energy is turned into heat and light energy, down the second wire and around and back to the battery. There is our circuit, our circle, our loop. All right. And so now you see how it is closed. Now we don't always have our lights on all the time, do we? We have ways of turning them off. Our light bulb burned out. We have switches. And so let's create a switch to turn on and off our lights. All right. This is where the prong paper fastener comes in. I'm going to take our scissors and make another little gap here in our foil. Just a little one, there we go. And we're going to poke a hole through the bottom of the file folder. That's why we don't use really thick cardboard. There we go. And we spread apart the prongs. Notice the prong is made of metal, a good conductor of electricity, and we touch and we complete the circuit. So we've got our power source, and we complete the circuit. Complete the circuit with a light. Let's use this one. There we go. Now let's see if the switch works. And we turn it, whoop. There we go. And we've turned our switch, and off goes the light. Let me turn the switch back on. There we go. There we go. The switch breaks the circuit. The electricity cannot flow freely and again. So we've closed the circuit with the switch. There we go. And it comes back on. Whoop, the light bulb burned out. There we go. There we go. Great. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's make another light. Let's put on another light. You can play around with this a little bit and put all kinds of lights on. You can tape down the lights, the wires, but as you see, they're burning out rather quickly. So I've chosen not to tape them down. All right, there we go. So let's get another light. I've got a blue one and a red one. Put on our power source. Our switch is on. And let's put on another light. So now we have two lights, a red one and a blue one. Awesome. Okay, this circuit is called a series circuit. The lights run in a series on one loop with one source of power. So there is one disadvantage of a series circuit is if
if one light burns out, let's see. Oh, I think they both burned out. No, there we go. If one light burns out, the other light goes off. And so that is a disadvantage for your lights, for like a string of lights, string of holiday lights. Series circuits are used mostly in things like flashlights, smaller appliances. In your home, there's a different kind of circuit that has more than one loop of electricity that can power your lights. And we're going to make that next. It's called a parallel circuit. I jumped ahead a little bit just to save us a bit of time, but you can see here I built a parallel circuit. I took 2 long strips of foil and folded it. There's one strip here and one strip here, and taped it down. Notice that there are 3 gaps through here. So we have 3 gaps for our power source and 2 lights. All right, so a parallel circuit has 2 or more loops through which current can flow. If the circuit is interrupted in one of the loops, current can still flow through the other loops. For example, if one light bulb burns out in the parallel circuit, the other light bulb will still work because current can bypass the burned out bulb. The wiring in a house consists of parallel circuits. All right, so let's give it a test. We'll put our power source up here, touching the 2 pieces of foil, and we'll get our lights and we'll test it out. All right. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! It works. There we have our parallel circuit. Now, let's see. What happens if one of our light bulbs burned out, didn't it? And what happened? The blue light bulb still has the electricity flowing to it, even though the other circuit was broken. Let's see if I can get another light right here. Let's see. Oh, I'm running out of bulbs. Here we go. Let's try this one. There we go. All right, so what happens if I remove this one? Oh! There we go, it still works. Now, let me see here. Let's get these started. Now, can you trace the 2 circuits that are in play here? Can you see the circuit for this bulb? And how about the circuit for this one? How does that flow? So that is a parallel circuit. Well, have more fun and experiment. Make a larger circuit with many lights. Maybe you could do one the whole length of your piece of paper. I have another question. On this parallel circuit, how would you make a switch that would turn off all the lights? And based on what you've learned, can you now explain how some lights blink on and off and alternate? Can you kind of guess or kind of make a hypothesis about how that happens? Add more lights to your circuits and have fun. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that learning about electrical circuits was illuminating. There we go. I think I lost another bulb. For more STEAM videos, be sure to take a look at our EVPL YouTube channel or our Facebook page. Of course, you can also browse our catalog for STEAM-related items at evpl.org. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.